This is why it is a special book. No other book gives you that kind of influence like the book of Zohar. A person who reads, who listens, who understands a little bit more or less or not at all, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This book fills you up with all kinds of impressions, influences, all sorts of things you don't even know. But gradually, just like when we grow up, it takes us years, right? It takes us about, say, 20 years of our life just to grow. In the same way, we will study the Zohar and absorb an impression each time. And those impressions will enter us, and they, per se, will take care of our advancement and progress us. We will obviously accompany the reading in the Zohar a little bit so that we'll have some sort of connection. But the truth is that if a person reads that, even without our explanation, from within his desire, just like a baby who opens his eyes and he's running around and his nature doesn't let him stay relaxed for a moment. In the same way, if we open up our senses, our heart, our mind, everything to absorb anything, doesn't matter what, whatever comes from that book, just like a baby is willing to open his eyes at everything in this world, in that way we will advance. And because they were united in one heart and in one desire, and they spoke the holy language, therefore, what they wanted to do will not be prevented from them, and there is no one to prevent them from doing it. What does it mean that they have the holy language? They are opposite to the Creator. They're opposite, and they don't want to relate to him at all, but they are connected between themselves with bonds of love. This is the concept of the desolate city. For instance, villains are coming together, they love each other, they're willing to save each other from troubles, they are concerned for each other, they're completely connected, but their goal is an egoistic goal called to build a tower and a city. But their connection is tight, and if their connection is such, but not in order to resemble the Creator through that connection, meaning just plain connection between human beings, love thy friend as thyself, no more than that, not in order to reach a higher level. That is exactly the state that happened in Babylon. Let's say that today, in this global crisis that we're having, we're legislating a new law. We want to correct the crisis. The crisis is because we're all egoists, protectionists, so to speak. Everyone wants to move away from the others, including the countries and so on. Let's connect together. Without the concept of godliness or the purpose of creation or anything like that, then we will reach the same state that the Zohar talks about here. The Zohar was written 2,000 years ago, and it speaks about what happened 2,000 years before. That is 3,800 years ago. And yet look how relevant and pertinent these things may be. Because if you look at what the G20 and other committees are talking about, well, as if they really want it, but they're talking about connection. Because through the butterfly effect, we're seeing that everything is interconnected and that everything is interdependent in this global reality. And therefore, we must have a good connection with each other, otherwise we'll eat each other up. But if we begin to create that better connection, even by a bit, without the connection to the higher level too, to the upper force, then we will reach the same state as in Babylon, and it'll be very bad. So here we have to understand, why did the Creator break us apart? And in Babylon, he broke us apart too, when they stopped understanding each other and so on. This is in order for us to understand from our connection that we lack one more component, Him. We have to recognize the godly force that He will govern and become revealed between us, and then we will create the connection between us.